Hey, welcome back to your favorite fundamentals college math class. We're going to look at measures of central tendency within the statistics unit. We're going to look at mean, median, mode, and mid-range for a set. First of all, the mean, oftentimes referred to as the average of a set of data. The mean is the sum of all the data items divided by the number of items. So this notation right there means sum of the x is just all the data items. And this n right here is the number of numbers that you have, number of data items. Okay, so let's do it here. Are inventors born or made? This is this is a sample of adults in 10 selected countries, shows wide agreement that inventiveness is a quality can be learned. Find the mean percentage of adults in the 10 countries who agree that inventiveness can be learned, which is in blue here. So I'm taking these data items. So my mean would be, I'm going to take China's 92%. They agree that inventiveness can be learned. So 92, and then I got Singapore's 84, got another 84, I've got 80, I got 78 from the UK, I got 77, 77, 77, plus, whoops, 75, run out of room, sorry, plus 75. All divided by, that's awful. How many countries are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We said there's 10 countries. So you add up all those. Here it is, a little cleaner. You get 799. Divide that by 10. So 79.9% is the mean for that set of data. The mean. Okay, so add up all the numbers, divide by how many numbers you have. Now, sometimes you have a ton of numbers, and there's a way that you can kind of shorthand this a little bit when finding the mean. So this is saying take the sum of the data item times how many times it occurs and keep summing that up. The data item times how many occurs. So for example here's this frequency distribution, right? And this is a stress rating. How stressed have you felt in the last two and a half weeks on a scale of 0 to 10? So if you were to write this out, 0 being not stressed, there was 2 people. So there's a 0 and there's a 0. There's 2 of them that said I have a 0 rating. There's 1 person that had a 1 rating. There's 3 people that had a 2 rating. 1, 2, 3. But then there's 12 people that had a 3 rating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Anyways, this keeps going, right? So if we're finding the mean, we go 0 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus, and then I have all these threes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Anyways, this list keeps going. And I divide it by how many numbers there are, right? How many of these stress ratings are there? So I'm going to add up this frequency. If I add all these up, I get 151. So I would divide that entire thing by 151. So tedious, right? Very tedious. So what's this last slide saying? Is you can just say, instead of doing it that way, let's do it this way. I have 2 zeros. I have 2 zeros. I have 1, 1. I have 3 2s. In other words, 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. 3 times 2, right? I have 12 3s. I then have 16 of these 4s. I then have 18 of those 5s and 13 of those 6s that I'm adding up. 31 of those 7s, 26 of those 8s, 15 of those 9s I have, and I have 14 of those 10s. And then I'll divide this all by how many numbers I had, 151. When I do that, on the top, I'll get 975 when I multiply those and then add them up, right? So here it is multiplied out. So 0 times 2 is 0. So adding up all these, you get the sum of all the data items, 975. And then you divide it by how many do you have? There's 151 of those numbers, the frequency, total of the frequencies there. So you get 6.46 as your mean stress rating. All right, median. When you hear median, think middle. Who's the middle number? So the first thing you want to do is arrange them in order, smallest to largest. Don't forget to do this. Put them in order. Number two, if there's an odd amount, the median will be the one in the middle. I'll do an odd one first. If there's an even amount, then it's the mean of the two data items. So let me give you an example here. There's 5 numbers here, right? But obviously they're not in order. So the first thing is let's put them in order: 85, 88, 90, 95, 98. So the median, since there's 5 numbers, is the middle one. I like to cross them out. So I go bottom top. So I cross them out in pairs. Bottom top. Oh, 90 is my median. That's the middle number. Middle number. Now here, now how many numbers do I have? Well, let's order them first. I got 7's my lowest. And then I got 13, then I got 15, and then I got 25, 28, 34, 47, I got 59, I got 68, I got 74. All right, I did them lowest to highest. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 10 numbers. So there's an even amount. So it's going to be the mean of the middle two. So let me show you. If I cross them out in pairs, the bottom and the top, right? I'm looking for the middle number. Cross out bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top. I got 2 numbers in the middle. I don't have just 1 number in the middle. So the median, when I have an even amount of numbers like this, is I take the average, the mean of those 2 numbers. So 28 plus 34, and I divide that by 2, and so then we get 28 plus 34, 62. So we got 31. 31 is that number smack dab between 28 and 34. But that's how you do the math. You find the mean of the 2 in the middle, right? Which is 31, the mean of the 2, and that's your median. Median is 31 here. All right, find the median using the position formula. The position formula says the median position will be at the n plus 1, divided by 2 position. So here it is. Let's say you have this and it's already ordered smallest to largest. Notice I have 9 numbers, right? So who's in the middle? We know we could do this, no problem. Okay, 28's in the middle. Here's the first position, second position, third position, fourth. So it's the 5th number. It's the 5th number, right? There's 9 numbers. There's 9 numbers, and it ends up being the 5th number. So the median, where is it? The median position will be, take how many numbers you have. We have 9 total numbers here. It's in the 5th position, right? 5th position. Now, how is this helpful? Here's where it's helpful. Let's say we go back to those stress ratings, right? Remember, we have 2 of these zeros. We have 1 of these 1s. We have 3 of these 2s. We have 12 of these 3s. Like, do you really want to write all these out and start crossing out the lowest and the highest, the lowest and the highest? There's no way you want to do that to find your median stress level rating. So first step, where's the position? Median position will be n plus 1 over 2. So remember, there were 151 of these numbers. So 151 divided by 2, 152 divided by 2, what's that, 76? So it'll be in the 76th position. Whatever the median is, whatever the median number is, the median position is it's in the 76th position. So if I was looking for it, then I'd say, okay, there's two of these zeros. In other words, the last zero, there's the second number is a 0. Now if I go 2 plus 1 to here, 2 plus 1, I got 3, right? The third number is a 1. See that? First number, second number. The third number right there is a number 1. Now if I go 2 plus 1 plus 3, I got 6, right? The sixth number, 1, 2, 3, uh, the sixth number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth number is a 2. So I went 2 plus 1 plus 3. Okay, I'm at the sixth number. So the sixth number is a stress rating of 2. Now let me take that 6 and plus 12. Now I'm to 18. The 18th number, this number right here is in the 18th position. It's a number 3. The 18th number is a number 3. Now I'm going to go 18 plus 16. So 18 plus 16, we got 34. So there's 34 numbers to here. The 34th number is the last number 4. The 34th number in this list is a 4. Now I'm going to go 34 plus that 18. I'm going to get 52 to here if I add up all those 52. Remember, I'm trying to get to the 76th position. So the 52nd number is a number 5. Now 52 plus that 13 right here, 52 plus 13, I got 65. So the 65th number is a 6. So this 65th number, this is the 65th number is a 6. And then I begin with my sevens. I have 31 sevens, right? And if I go 65 plus 31, the 96th number is a 7. Remember, I got 31 of these. And then it goes to my 8s. So this position is the 96th position. Remember, my 76th position is where the median is, right? So if this is the 65th, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, it's that 7 right there. So the median is 7. It's in the 76th position. That's how I like to think about it. Here it is. It's written out here. And that's the description there right now, right? Again, you're adding them up. All right, 5 employees in a manufacturing plant earn salaries of $19,700. Yeah, 19,700, 20,400, 21,500, 22,600, 23,000, 2,400, 20,400, 21,500, 22,600, 23,000, and finally 95,000. So who's in the middle? Bottom, top, bottom, top. These two are in the middle. Since there's 6 people, or there's an even amount, right? So I got to find what's 21,500 mean of these plus 22,600 divided by 2. That's our median salary, 22,050, right? Now, what if we were finding the mean, right? That's the middle. So the middle's right between the third and fourth in this case, because there's an even amount. What's the mean? Well, this time we're going to add them all up, right? We're going to take 19,700 plus, we're going to add all these up, then the 95,000, and then divide them by how many salaries are there? There's 6, right? Add up all the numbers, divide by 6 numbers, you get 33,700. Now, by the way, if you notice this, see this outlier, this manager making the 95,000? See how it really, a mean and a median are both measures of central tendency. Median meaning the middle one, right? So the middle was 22,050, but the mean, another measure of central tendency, when you include this manager making substantially more than these other 5, right? It really bumps up this measure of central tendency, the mean. It bumps that up by thousands, right, to clear to 33,700. So this brings about the discussion when you're looking at like salaries in America and stuff in countries, like I say, especially in America, you don't want to look at your mean of salaries because you've got these top, you know, they call them the one percenters or whatever, that are, the Bill Gates of the worlds and so on, that are just making so much money every year that it really inflates the mean household income. So when you're thinking about salaries, you want to think about it in terms of the United States, you want to look at the median household income. That's a more telling number. It's a more representative number of the um, central tendency of household incomes in the United States is the median, not the mean. Again, because of the inflated amounts of the ultra rich, if you will. Okay. All right, mode. Mode, another measure of central tendency. Mode, you want to think most often. M-O, most often. M-O, most often. Which number occurs most often? Okay. Now, well, let me do an example here first. If you notice here, there's 2 7s. So the mode is 7. If you had 2 7s and 2 10s, then the mode would be both the 7 and the 10. If you had a list and there is, let me go back to here, if no data items are repeated, then there's no mode, right? There's nothing that's most often, if you will. There's only one of each, right? No items are repeated. So in this case, there's no mode. Okay, so mode most often. There can be multiple most oftens, like in this example. If nothing is repeated, there's just no mode, simply no mode. Mid-range, another last measure of central tendency we'll look at. That's found by adding the lowest and the highest data values and dividing the sum by 2. So take your lowest value, take your highest value, add them up, just divide it by 2. It's your mid-range. Okay, so here's an example. Newsweek magazine examine factors that affect women's lives, including justice, health, education, economics, politics. And then the magazine graded each of 165 countries on a scale of 0 to 100. The 12 best places to be a woman and the 12 worst places are shown in our graph, which I'll flip to. Find the mid-range among the 12 best. So just looking at the 12 best, what's the mid-range, right? So we're only looking at the best countries. What's our mid-range here? So we're going to take our lowest score, and it looks like our lowest score would be 87.2, right? In either New Zealand or France. And then we're going to throw in our highest score for Iceland, best place, to live if you're a woman, and then we're going to divide it by 2. And so that ends up being 187.2 divided by 2, which is 93.6. So there's our mid-range if you're looking at the best places to be a woman only on those, right? So it looks like US in this data at least is a little below the mid-range, right? Thanks so much for watching. We will see you guys next time.